Welcome to this lecture on the Python data science tool that we are going to use. And before I start, just to quickly reiterate, Python is a general purpose programming language and it has been used for a wide variety of roles ranging from programming to web development to scientific computations and data science. It is the data science capabilities of Python that we are going to focus on in this course. And for data science, several Python packages have been developed, are used, and we will be using them in this course. They include packages like NumPy, SciPy, and Matplotlib, to name a few. Now, when I say that I'm going to introduce you to the tool for Python data science, or a tool for carrying out data science in Python, it does not mean that we are going to work with the Python programming language as per se. Of course, if you are acquainted with the Python programming language, good. But in case if this is something you're not acquainted with, there's really no need to fret too much, because in this course and for all your Python-driven data science analysis, what we are going to use is something known as Anaconda. Now, the name Anaconda should conjure up the image of this. It's a large snake found in Latin America in the Amazon rainforest, but that is not what we are going to focus on. Anaconda is an open source Python and later on R distribution. And in this course, we are just going to focus on the Python side of Anaconda. And Anaconda provides us with a Python interpreter together with a list of Python packages such as the packages mentioned above, and sometimes other related tools such as editors all in one. And this makes Python one of the most widely used tools for data science applications. And when we have Anaconda on our system, we can implement algorithms relating to visualizations, to actual machine learning, to statistical analysis, to reproducible research. So for Python-driven data science, Anaconda is the go-to tool that we are going to use in this course. And this is what I will suggest that you get familiar and comfortable with for your future analyses and applications as well. So let's just go here, and once you go to Google, you can type in Anaconda, and surprisingly the first entries that come up are not for the snake, but they are for download Anaconda now. And essentially that is what we should do. We will open this link in a new tab like so, and essentially we are going to download Anaconda. So if you don't have things like Python on your computer, or you're not acquainted with Python, just don't worry. We are going to work not with the Python programming language, but we are going to work in Anaconda, and that, as you can read here, is an open source data science platform powered by Python. And within Anaconda, we are going to get high performance distributions of Python and some of the most popular Python packages, and I've already mentioned their names, and we have access to over 720 packages that can be installed with something known as Conda. In case that is not something you've encountered before, don't worry. That is something we are going to cover in the next lecture. In this lecture, let us just download Python Anaconda if you don't have it on your system yet. And Anaconda is available for Windows, Apple and Linux, and you can download it for your own operating system, the 64-bit installer, the 32-bit installer. In case you don't have this much space, then you can work with Miniconda, but I heartily recommend installing Anaconda on your system. So you can download the installer and then carry on. I have the Python 2.7 version, but yes, you can go in for the Python 3.6 version, and this will be your default Python version for your computer as well. And just run the just run the installer once you download it and follow the instructions. I'm not going to do this because it takes an awful lot of time and I already have Anaconda on my system, but just press this button for your operating system and carry on with the installation process in the default mode. Just click on the downloaded installer and carry on. Once you do that, you will be able to access Anaconda in your system, and as you can see, I have something known as the Anaconda Prompt and the Anaconda Navigator on my system. In case you've just downloaded everything, we will have to search for things like so. And as you see, this is the Anaconda Navigator and Anaconda Prompt, and these are the only two things we are going to bother with. The Anaconda Navigator, you can click on it, and I've already done so. Once it fires up, it is going to bring us to this navigator, and these are the different tools that have been installed as a part of Anaconda, and it includes things like Jupyter, IPython, which is interactive Python, and even RStudio, which is a completely different programming language. Now, out of all these, we are going to focus on working with Jupyter notebooks, and in case you don't know what they are, that's coming up in the next lecture. And this is a web-based interactive computing notebook environment, and it is within this environment that we can carry out our analyses, record our notes, put in comments, and essentially use this for producing reproducible research. So you can press on the launch button, and once you do this, we come to this Jupyter. So it is going to run through the local host like so, and if I want to go into the system, because in this case we are going to work with Python and I have Python 2, I'm going to click on Python 2, and this will fire up the Python notebook for me to work with. And essentially this is the IDE or the development environment that we are going to work with, and it is within these notebooks that we are going to carry out our data science applications and analyses. But actually, this is not the only way of firing up the data science tool that we will work with, so to speak. We can even go to Anaconda Prompt, and this brings up a prompt like so. And this just brings me to my default C user as Minerva, and this is very useful in situations when I have data and folders located in a given folder and I want to navigate to that particular folder. And as you can see, .ipynb, these are the files that once we save our notebook, it gets an extension ipynb. And if I want to fire up a notebook, because now we are going to start working with notebooks, I can navigate to the folder, desktop, and again, I encourage you to save all your data in a given folder, and in my case, my folder is called Python Learn, and this is the folder I have navigated to. And now I can actually open a new notebook from this folder like so. So now, as you can see, this has loaded up a different set of files, and these files, they are the same as what we have in Python_learn, the folder that I am working with. And as you can see over here, we have the different notebooks. So let me just open this notebook, and as you can see that I have indeed carried out some analyses, and that has been stored and saved in the notebook called PCA1, which has the extension IPYNB. And I also have the different data sets and the different folders located in here, and I can load up a new notebook for me to work with, like so. So basically, by now you should have Anaconda loaded on your system, and before carrying on further, I would encourage that you install Anaconda on your own laptop or computer, download the data and make a default folder for it, and then navigate to a notebook, an empty notebook like so, through your default folder using the steps I have demonstrated. If things like IPython, Jupyter, because as you can see Jupyter and all these things, if this sounds confusing to you, then what these things really are things that I'm going to cover in the next lecture.